We are glad to have you back on Coin Lady channel. Here, we will discuss XRP. First, I'd like to bring your attention to the SEC's recent investor alert. Strong warnings about crypto. The US Securities and Exchange Commission has issued a warning to investors about cryptocurrency. The regulator has specifically mentioned digital assets that may not comply with various US laws, and has urged investors to think twice before getting involved. They apparently don't want any fresh capital flowing into the cryptocurrency market. In the meantime, they are trying to scare away the investors who have already invested. Nobody here or there wants me or you to have crypto. That is the crux of the matter. The SEC has filed charges against Tron founder Justin Sun and 3 of his companies, including digital asset network company Tron Foundation Limited, for the unregistered offer and sale of 2 crypto asset securities, as well as against 8 celebrities, including Lindsay Lohan and Jake Paul, for allegedly violating securities laws and touting related tokens. The 8 famous people probably just got a script and a check handed to them. It's likely that they didn't know what they were talking about. That's why I've always warned you against following the lead of any celebrity when making financial decisions. But this appears to be on a much grander scale. Consider this. It seems like the SEC is shaking things up again. Just like they did to Kim Kardashian. It remains to be seen how that develops. The SEC has issued a Wells notice to Coinbase. We petitioned the SEC to enact fair crypto regulations for the United States. Rather than assurances, we were threatened with legal action. This sounds very similar to the situation with Ripple. Ripple met with the SEC. They were completely forthright but still faced legal action. It appears that Coinbase is experiencing the same issues. An answer from Ripple's CTO to Coinbase hearing from the SEC Wells notice Schwartz expressed his disapproval of the SEC's recent actions in a series of tweets, implying that they were taken out of incompetence or a desire to shield insiders and early investors. Schwartz's remarks follow the SEC's Wells notice to Coinbase, which typically comes before an enforcement action. Unless you wanted to let the founders, insiders, and early investors reap the benefits while a large number of retail investors bore the brunt of the losses caused by this litigation. He tweeted that they might have missed it because they were too lazy to look. If this was so obvious, why didn't the SEC act sooner? What took them so long to go after Coinbase? A top executive at Ripple has questioned the SEC's recent enforcement action, wondering if it was motivated by profit. He joked that if the SEC is this ineffective at protecting American investors, then just think what would happen if they actually tried to hurt them. Furthermore, the SEC is not assisting either you or me. The big banks have their interests in mind. Since the SEC has difficulty deciding whether Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency, is an unregistered security, he was frustrated with the SEC's application of the Howey test, which he described as not being as simple as some people believe. Indeed, even the top securities lawyers at major law firms don't know how it applies to many tokens, as was pointed out by David Marcus, Meta's former blockchain lead. Since the Howey test is now antiquated, it is no longer relevant. An updated test is required for cutting-edge equipment. This is why a victory over the SEC is so crucial for Ripple. If this is the case, perhaps the Ripple test will be implemented in the future. One's enemy's enemy is a friend of mine. As a result of their tweet earlier today asking if Ripple would back Coinbase, they have now taken this step. Following the ancient adage, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, Eldorado seems to be backing the dominant cryptocurrency trading platform. Now, I keep reading tweets from crypto enthusiasts who say Coinbase should be allowed to fail. I really hope they get beaten by the SEC. If you own cryptocurrency, you should never wish for that to happen, as I fear it could set the industry back by at least a year or 2 if Coinbase loses its case with the SEC. And I have some serious issues with Coinbase. What they did to the Luna community, how they delayed people's Songbird and Flare airdrops, and how quickly they delisted XRP are all things you can see in my previous videos. However, I will always support Coinbase over the SEC. Preemptively ending staking services for US users is required by US crypto regulations. Following recent actions by the SEC to crack down on crypto-related products and companies, the cryptocurrency exchange Uphold, which is integrated into the Brave Rewards program of the Brave browser, has informed customers via email that it will cease providing staking services to U.S. customers as of April 27, 2023. Following the release of new SEC guidelines on staking, Uphold has announced it will no longer be offering staking services. The SEC has not contacted Uphold, so the company has decided to cease offering staking services in the United States until the regulatory landscape becomes clearer. You understand the situation at this point, by the way. I hope this doesn't eventually lead to upholding the listing of XRP, because the SEC's actions are hurting us customers and retail investors in the United States. This, of course, must never occur. V.P. Biden has released his annual economic report. It's a long rant against Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptocurrency world. In a related development, US government crypto policy cannot be developed by anyone who actually owns cryptocurrency. I'll get to why this is hypocritical in a second. Employees of the government are not necessarily prohibited from owning cryptocurrency. They can, but then they won't be able to contribute to the development of policies concerning cryptography. But if they sell their crypto holdings and put the money into other investments, they can continue to work on these policies. To elaborate, he pointed out that the notice stated that workers with any amount of cryptocurrency or stablecoin could not take part in the discussion. If the worker is aware that the issue at hand has the potential to have a direct and predictable impact on the value of their cryptocurrency or stablecoins, then they should take appropriate action. So, politicians can engage in insider trading and make a fortune in the stock market, but a crypto holder who is also a government employee is forbidden from discussing any policies pertaining to cryptocurrencies. That's the height of hypocrisy. And consider that anyone with cryptographic access in the government is likely to have looked into it. Crypto probably has a deeper understanding of crypto than most politicians do, so why not let them draft regulations? In my opinion, they would have a wealth of innovative suggestions to offer. They say things like, nope, if you hold crypto, you cannot be included in this because they are trying to push crypto out of the US instead. Arsene? Elizabeth Warren claims that Signature Bank's demise can be attributed to the fact that it took unnecessary risks by catering to customers who believe the banks get rich quick pitch and by accepting cryptocurrency deposits without proper protections in place. Most people reading this are likely aware that cryptocurrency is no longer a quick way to amass wealth. Most of us have held XRP for a while now, but she's trying to perpetuate the myth that cryptocurrency is bad and harmful to the existing financial system. When we know better, crypto harms our efforts to ensure the stability of the financial system and the security of investors. She's very much like Gary Gensler, which is why I think she won't stop pushing this story. She hopes to discourage new investors from entering the cryptocurrency market and drive out as many existing ones as she can. Nobody here or there wants me or you to have crypto. Jerome Powell, the head of the Fed, has assured the public that the financial system is secure. Just how many of you think that way for real? No, I'm smarter than that. Vice President Joe Biden, according to the White House, has full faith in Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. Now I think he trusts Powell because he and Powell share the same goals. They are after the CBD oil. This level playing pitch is something they seek. Because some politicians are saying no way, we're not having CBDCs, they will eventually have to use an emergency to force the issue. There is growing opposition within the Republican Party to Senator Ted Cruz's proposal to ban CBD. In contrast to Bitcoin and other decentralized digital currencies, CBDCs are issued and backed by a government and transact on a permission, centralized blockchain. This CBDC model, Cruz argued, would not only centralize Americans' financial data, making it vulnerable to attack, but it could also be used as a direct surveillance tool into Americans' private transactions. I've recently noticed a growing resistance to CBDCs beyond just myself. No one will ever vote for it, but I think that emergency will be used to force it through. The hacktivist group Anonymous has reportedly declared war on the United States, targeting U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission Chairman Jay Clayton. The SEC has come out with its position on the ongoing lawsuit between Ripple and the SEC. The SEC will be defeated in its fight against Ripple, and crucial parts of the SEC's government infrastructure will be compromised, as Anonymous makes abundantly clear. To be honest, I'm surprised they haven't leaked the Hinman files already. This is something we're going to do as well. Therefore, the outcome of the SEC's case against Ripple may come at a crucial time for the cryptocurrency market. Now, one thing I'd like to highlight is how astutely Ripple placed their advertisements. Union Station, then, is the topic at hand. They're also unaware of the symbolic significance of the advertisement's placement in Union Station. The lobby of Wall Street's top cop, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC), is just down the hall, making this the direct route taken by commuting security lawyers. The SEC has been locked in a high-profile lawsuit with Ripple for nearly 2 years, and the outcome could determine the scope of crypto enforcement proposed by SEC Chairman Gary Gensler. Putting up an advertisement in Union Station serves a greater purpose than simply promoting the company's wares. It also sends a strong signal to the SEC that Ripple will not be cowed. That's fantastic, in my opinion. That's why I felt compelled to tell you all about it. But given how hard they are pushing to get everyone out of crypto, one has to wonder where we'll be in a year or two when regulations are finally put in place. Will they try to drive the average investor away? Will we eventually have to invest only through accredited investors? I pray that this does not come to pass. And we can already see how the US government is stifling innovation. That's the staking that Uphold is eliminating, you know. That is a direct blow to the retail investor. Simply put, we have no protection from the SEC. But on that note, I'm going to end this video for now. I appreciate everyone who has tuned in. Thank you so much for tuning into my videos. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you in the next one, bye.